Promise you you'll catch me. Promise you you'll catch me. Promise you you'll catch me.
5 minutes later.
Now that it's finished loading, I do get my macOS utility window screen. And let me zoom in a little bit here so you can see. Perfect. So the main thing I'm going to pay attention to here is it'll allow you to restore from Time Machine backup, which if you have an external hard drive, you can go ahead and plug it in now and click on the restore from Time Machine. It will restore your Time Machine backup on your hard drive and make your computer exactly the same. What we're going to do, we're going to reinstall macOS with a fresh new operating system. And before we do that, I want to delete everything from this hard drive and completely wipe it out. So I need to go to Disk Utility. Now here in Disk Utility, it's going to list all my hard drives that is connected. And we want to pay attention to the internal hard drive here. So I'm going to go ahead and select it and hit erase up here. Now there's first aid where it'll try to fix file system damages and stuff like that. You can partition it if you want to run Windows and split half your hard drive for Windows and half for Mac. We can erase it, which we're going to do. We can restore it and get info. Let's go ahead and just erase it. Now I'm going to leave it on extended journaled. I'm not going to do the journaled encryption, case sensitive, or exFAT or so forth. I want macOS extended journaled, and I want my GUID partition map. And there's a reason for it. Now, APFS is another option, but in this case, I'm going to leave it at journaled. And the reason being is because I'm installing Sierra. You can also actually name your hard drive. So in this case, I'm gonna name it Mac SSD. You can put your name SSD, Rami's hard drive, whichever you like, but in this case, it's gonna be Mac SSD. And I'm gonna go ahead and erase it. If you do get an error message like that, it's okay. Just do it again. And it should work the second time. I can also click show details to see what steps it took to go ahead and erase my hard drive from mounting it to mounting it back and the steps in between. And now if I check my partition, I have a blank hard drive with nothing on it, not even the operating system. That leads to the next step. So I'm gonna exit out of Disk Utility. Now we need to install an operating system. So I'm gonna go ahead and press reinstall macOS. macOS Sierra, continue. Now we don't have a choice but to agree to it, so I'm not even gonna read it. If I don't agree, I can't install nothing. Next up, I'm gonna click the hard drive I just created the name for, and press install. Now macOS Sierra is gonna install on this SSD drive. Now it does says to connect your computer to the power, because if it dies in the middle of this installation, you can have corrupt file systems. Then it starts installing.
15 minutes later.
Okay, so just finished loading. Now I do want to tell you, after it finishes the first load, the computer looks like it's restarting or it's shut down by itself. don't worry, it's gonna start a second load up. So the second load up starts from the beginning of the bar and takes quite a while for it to go all the way through. So just let the computer run and keep it charged, everything is okay. Now let's get into the setup now that everything's installed. So I am in the United States. Of course, you could pick your country here, press continue. And one thing I do want to mention in this screen, the first page of the setup, if you hit escape, it'll turn on the voiceover. And once again, voiceover is going to repeat everything that is on the screen. So it'll mention all these countries. It'll say hit continue, you hit continue. It can be very irritating, but that's how you do voiceover. So we do have keyboard options here. I'm going to use the US keyboard. Select your Wi-Fi. Now this is important for setting up iCloud or Apple ID in the future steps that's coming up shortly. So I'm gonna just go ahead and sign up to our Wi-Fi here. Now to skip this process, you just hit continue. It's gonna give you a little window here saying, are you sure you wanna skip, and press yes. This page has to do a lot with data migration and using Time Machine. We did mention data migration in past videos, but if I click here, I can connect another Mac to the same Wi-Fi and link it to this Mac, and it'll transfer all my data from the old Mac to the new Mac. I can actually hook them up via Thunderbolt, and I can transfer it that way. So that's how you transfer from Mac to Mac in the initial setup. If I have an external hard drive with the Time Machine backup already installed into it, I can just connect my external hard drive into it, onto the computer, and press next, and it's gonna pick up that Time Machine that's located inside my external hard drive and back up or restore all my information from that Time Machine backup. And if I have a startup disk, like a hard drive or a flash drive that has a startup operating system on it with some files in it, I can do that as well. Now, you can transfer from a Windows PC. It's not going to transfer any applications that you have on there, but it will definitely transfer any documents like JPEGs, PNGs, MP3s, and PDFs, and so forth. As of right now, I'm not going to transfer anything. Location services, go ahead and enable if you want to have location services. I do not want to. And these are one of the pop-up windows saying, are you sure you don't want to? No, I don't. This is where you sign into your Apple ID. I'm gonna hit don't sign in and skip. And one of these terms and conditions that nobody reads because you do not have a choice. If you do not agree to it, you have to press back and do not use our operating system. So let's go ahead and just hit agree. Now let's fill out information. I'm gonna call this user Apple. Now the full name is the name you see when you log into the computer. Your picture icon is here. And you can edit which picture you would like to put. I'll go ahead and put this parrot. The account name is the name of the home folder. So it's gonna automatically generate it for you. You can always change that there. And I'm gonna enter the password I wanna use for this new operating system. Now I am setting an admin account, and it's automatically set for administration because this is the first account being created. You can pick the location for your time zones. I am in California already, and the whole state time zone is the same, so I'll press continue. Then it asks me, do I want to share Mac Analytics with Apple? So if there's any crashes or any problems with the operating system, it'll report it to Apple. Or if I'm having a, let's say, third-party developer app where an app starts crashing or doesn't work well with this operating system, it'll send data to the app developers. If we'd like to enable Siri, we could disable it here. I'm gonna enable it. And it's setting up my Mac now. And voila, there we go. Now we have a fresh operating system. There's completely nothing on my drives or on my applications or documents. And it's a fresh new operating system. So if you watch our beginner videos, you know how to go ahead and customize everything. If you haven't, just click one of the videos here that says beginner videos. If you have, we do have awesome new videos like the new features in Mojave. And of course, if you like this video and you want to see more of us, go ahead and click our logo to subscribe. I want to thank everybody for watching this video and have a great day.